Welcome back, baby.
Welcome back.
So we just finished Halloween. Now we're on to the next one, which is Thanksgiving, baby. And I don't really like Thanksgiving
Why?
because it's like around my birthday, so can't really do shit. You know, it's kind of whack. But I have some shout outs today. Shout out to our boy Mike. Congratulations for his little girl. We can't say her name though. I don't want to put that out there. And shout out to Just Tony. Callie's still waiting for her small sweater. She just told me to remind you. So anyways, yes.
New guest.
Little taquito. Right there. Little boy. But anyways. I love you.
I love you too.
Okay.
So I have a question. Do you feel like you're a No Sabo kid?
Damn. I'm no Sabo kid. I feel like sometimes it depends. Because I don't feel like I am, but when I'm around good Spanish speakers or just, people who know how to...
Or more fluent?
Yeah, more fluent. I feel like I am. Me trabo, I get stuck and I overthink it. And it reminds me kind of what you were saying. How about...
different, how just because you're Hispanic, people assume that you know how to speak Spanish or like you're automatically fluent. And it's like not everybody is the same. Everybody has different ways of growing up, having is it if you're in a household where people just only speak Spanish or if it's mixed.
Yeah, because my first language was Spanish. That's what I learned. I think I had to take ESL classes too. Now that I think about it, I don't remember. I feel like elementary is kind of like a blur to me.
I don't think they offer them in elementary though.
No, they do because I know people whose kids are there. Yeah, because that's where I learned.
Well, isn't it just like a program just for Spanish? No, it's different from ESL, isn't it?
I don't know what it is.
Because I know for middle school they did, because they had me.
SFA, remember SFA?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know because I love reading. So I don't know if I was there by mistake or actually.
Or I think it's just because your mom probably by accident.
Maybe because that was our primary language, Spanish. But I wish I knew more Spanish. I wish I never stopped learning. Because the other thing is, when you go to high school and they teach you Spanish class is whole different from the Spanish that we learn. We know street Spanish, more
it's not proper.
Yeah, choppy, very choppy Spanish. So when I hear people talk Spanish who are very fluent, I'm I feel intimidated. Wow. But I still give them. I don't really care. I still talk, but I can. Do you think you're better than me in Spanish?
No. I think you're probably better.
In Spanish?
Yes, I think so, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like you can get away with certain conversations, and with me, it's just I don't know. It's same thing with English. I feel like I'm just I don't know, with English and Spanish. But I can have a conversation, but it's just some words.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, because I give props to people who know how to speak various languages,
and it's important.
Yeah, I think so too, because okay, let's say if you're Latino, you don't speak Spanish. It's cool, it's fine. No hate or nothing like that. But you should also not hate because you don't speak it. You get me? It shouldn't be that mentality of, well, this is America, English only. It should be in other countries in Europe, they know up to 3 or more languages, which is something that we should all, wow, we should take that into consideration too. Especially because we're a melting pot. We have so many races here, we have so much to learn. I don't where it's just one race. That's what I think.
And I personally love language. I think it's amazing. It's complicated. It's a lot of work, but it's amazing, and that's the reason why I got into sign language, because it's another language that people don't think about as much. And I feel like now, because of like technology and so much other things, people are able to see more of it.
Yeah, I think so too. I see it more now
On like TV,
definitely,
and concerts.
Yeah, especially on even on games.
Yeah,
I see it in games
like
now. Which
Spider-Man.
like Spider-Man. I trip out on that. I think it's important, but like for me as a no sabo kid, it's kind of hard because this the Spanish that I learned, it was different than
The Spanish.
I feel like most standard like either Mexican or Salvadorian. Like my Spanish is different than a full-blooded Salvadorian and a full-blooded Mexican because I'm half. I'm a mutt, and I for the longest I felt like I had an identity crisis because I never understood that. I never understood. Growing up, you don't really hear stuff like that. Um, but I just remember as a kid realizing that there was different types of Latinos.
Yeah.
And
but people assume, even though if you're not Hispanic, they assume that everybody's the same.
Yeah.
But it's like,
and that's wrong. But I feel like we should all feel like we are the same in a way. Because I see so many like Latinos within themselves. You know, like because the reason I say I had an identity crisis was because, as we talked about it before, like my mom is Salvadorian and my dad is Mexican, and whenever you tell somebody who's Latino and they see that, they're like, how did that work out? It didn't, obviously, but I'm just playing. But it's just the fact that whenever I would tell or my family who was like fully Mexican, when they know that I'm half, I could never be a full Mexican, and if I tried to be, I would just look like a poser, someone who would just want to be like a Mexican. You're never going to be that. And same thing with my Salvadorian family. It's like, oh yeah, like you can be proud to be Salvi, but then they'll look at you like you're not Salvi. You have half blood Mexican. So it was very awkward, growing up. It was like, I had to pick, like over so many years picking what I wanted to actually be. But it took me like so long to actually accept that, and embrace it. And I feel like even better now because I see like the good and the bad in both. I think honestly, like people who think that you're a certain type of way because of your race, I think they're just ignorant. Like honestly, it's very backwards thinking because that's just so dumb. And because I've seen the bad in my Mexican side of the family. And I'm not even talking about like people in general. I'm just talking about my own experiences in my family who are Mexican, who've done bad, and some who are, I love them, they're so good, like very good, like hearted people. And same thing with my Salvadorian family, I've seen some bad and I see some good, so I don't think who you are, where you come from should determine what you are, and I'm tired of like trying to prove myself, like I feel like that for the longest I've always tried to be accepted, like, oh, because I'm half, I have to try extra harder, like, but at the end of the day, I'm just not gonna give a shit anymore. Like I'm happy I've grown self-awareness, and I feel good. I feel good now. Like accomplished.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Embracing your cultures.
So shout out to my Salvadorian people, my Mexican people. I also got Honduran people. Yeah.
For what?
Like in my family.
Oh,
like Central America. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, yeah. That's why it was different for me. I went on a long tangent, but that's why it's different for me, the Spanish that I learned, because I feel like it's very, very like mucho. Because even my mom, like I don't really hear her have Spanish accent, only when she's with her family. And I always make fun of her because of that. But with you, like I could hear like your side, like the Mexican side.
The accent?
Yeah, not the accent, but I'm saying like when you speak Spanish, it sounds like, to me it sounds like normal Spanish, like, and for me I feel like it's kind of weird. I don't know, it's just weird like that. But
But I mean, I don't know, because my mom was like, well, she grew up here, so she spoke English and Spanish. So, I don't know. But I mean, obviously, she feels comfortable speaking Spanish. That's her primary language, but she grew up here too. Like, she came to the United States at 11 months. So, she was basically,
wait, so
she crossed the border.
legally? And make a call real quick.
She has her
Yeah, the
her
papers.
U.S. citizen.
Yeah.
now.
All right. No, I mean, well, my mom came here legally too, but from the Coyote. But she's a citizen now, so can't get it no more. It's too late. Yeah, and from her stories, I think it was like twice. I think she got caught like twice or something, trying to cross the border. It was a trip, huh? Struggle back then. Yeah. But your mom was born there and brought here?
At 11 months.
By your grandma? Or your
I
grandpa?
don't know by who, to be honest. I should ask.
What about the rest of your siblings? I mean, your mom's siblings.
Well, 2 of them were born here. The youngest, they're both born here. And then I'm like, I have to do the math.
Yeah.
What is it? Let's see.
Yeah.
Wait, how many? Oh my gosh, I'm already thinking like,
no way.
No, it's 6. It's 6.
Yeah.
The 3 oldest were born over there. So actually 4 were born over there.
And the rest over here.
Yeah. Wow. How did I blank out?
So was it the last 3, right?
Well, my mom was 11 months coming over here,
So
and then the rest 2 were born here.
Over here in the valley?
Yeah, I think they were born here. Yeah, like here in San Fernando. I believe so.
Yeah, because a lot of
people... I can't think anywhere else, like in
most
California.
people that I know, that I've met, they're born and raised in the valley. I think you're like one of the only people that I know that was born here but moved to Arkansas. And then same thing with your sister, right? She was born over there.
Yeah, she was born over there.
And then came over here. So that's a trip. I want to go to Arkansas one day.
Shout out to everyone in Arkansas.
What is there to do over there anyways?
I don't know. It was little. I don't know.
You don't remember?
I don't think much. Well, I just remember in the snow, being in the snow, getting picked up from the bus to go to school. I do remember that.
That's scary.
Oh, the tornado.
You remember a tornado?
Once.
How was that?
Like going in the apartments? Yeah. They had one of those. Dope. And then from there, I don't remember anything else. I think the rest is just, I only remember because of photos or because of what my mom's told me. But it's not really me remembering. It's just so much that it's being repeated that I feel like I know, but I don't, if that makes sense.
Like, you're reminded by stories?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because everything else is like what I know. And then the rest is like
they told you.
They're told, yeah.
I didn't know it was all lies and just like you're here the whole time. Damn. But you're lucky though.
Well, I have pictures. I even have my stuff that one of my teachers made actually. Actually, no, I do remember some stories, but they're like very like little stories that I remember from school.
From Arkansas, like in the class?
Like in school.
That's cool. Because most people, I feel like here don't really remember stuff from other places.
Yeah, like I just remember my experiences like in school, but I feel like that's for another time. But what was I gonna say? one of my teachers made a booklet. Like, it was like a book where it has our names, like, and then it has your best friend's names. Like, she made it like it's personalized for each student. And I still have it.
You still have it?
Yeah.
Let me see it.
I don't have it here. It's on my mom's.
Another thing I was going to tell you. I was going to ask you, actually. Are you religious?
No. Not anymore. I don't know. I don't know. I never grew up. I don't know how to explain it. There's too much. Too many
stories.
Too many stories. I don't know where to go. Where to start. But I feel like...
We'll just make it simple. Do you believe in a personal...
God?
Yeah.
Not just the God that people think about? Like
an actual... Do you think there's like a personal God that is like powerful and can interfere into your reality?
I don't know. I feel like there's something out there, but we don't know what it is. And I feel like God can be basically anything we want it to be. Because it's like same thing with... I don't know, I feel like this topic is very sensitive. But
let it be.
I just feel... How do you know if your God is real or not? So just like anything else, if you believe in it, it's kind of like The Secret, you know, like is it like the
movie
show or the movie?
The book?
Yeah, is it because you know how they made a movie? Was it a movie?
Like a documentary?
If you constantly like see it, you start believing it. Yeah, I feel like that's how it is in a way. But I don't know.
No, I mean, that's fine. I like the fact that you're saying you don't know, because I think that's the point, right? I feel like people are scared to say that they don't know. And I don't think it's fair to say, oh, you don't know, therefore, yes. You know, like if you don't know, then you don't know. You shouldn't make up something. I'm just curious.
It's just so much.
I think I've really asked you that. Like, I know we've talked about religion and stuff like that, but I never asked you, like, are you religious, or do you believe in a higher being or higher power? But I mean, I respect that. I respect people's beliefs.
And I never I wasn't one of those kids that would grow up going to church. Like, I know how you said you would go to church all the time.
I'll go to church. I mean, not all the time, but it was like, I remember going to church on Sundays.
Well, basically, because I never went to church.
Not all the Sundays, but like, and then whenever I would kick it with Bernie, rest in peace, his family was very like Catholic, so we would go to the angel, no, the Angel Guardian.
Oh yeah,
right there, yeah. Yep, that's why I trip out, like the fact that But we used to go there like almost all the time, so I was indoctrinated though. I'm just curious. That's all. I don't want to do it like a deep dive into it today. Maybe some other time. But I just want to give like a little bit about us, you know, a little introduction. As for myself, I consider myself an atheist agnostic. An atheist because I'm not convinced that a God exists. An agnostic because I don't know. Same thing, I don't know. I don't claim that there definitely is not a God, but I don't claim that there is. I'm just in the I don't know until it can be actually proven. I mean, it also depends what God, right? Because if they say Zeus or something, you know, or Apollo, we know those gods are most likely not true.
And I was gonna say something, but I'm like, never mind. The Marvel with Loki, but I don't want to spoil because in case people haven't seen Loki, an episode where he talks about.
People know about Thor and Loki. That used to be people's actual gods, the Vikings. That was it's a Norse mythology, and people actually believed it. You know, so that's how I feel about it. I feel about Christianity in general. I just want to do this real quick before I forget, because I read it in a book once. But basically, let's say, you know, if we were to go back in time right now and go to the Greek times and then talk to them about like, you know, Zeus or Athena, and then we would ask them like, oh well, can you talk about your myths? You know, like oh, they would be like, well, myths. You know, what are you talking about? This is real life. They exist. You know, like I can show you. You know, look at the volcanoes. You know, shit like that. And I feel like hundreds of years from now, we're gonna be looking back at Christianity. You know, like
the same way.
The same way. Then that right now, people, if you ask them like, can you explain to me about your myth? Can't you see? God's everywhere. It exists. You know, it's real. So I feel like in time, there's gonna be either a new religion, and we're gonna look back to this one and be like, oh, remember that time where they used to believe in that guy Jesus? You know, I think so. That was just me. That's where I stand. That's my stance. I respect everybody. I have love for everybody.
Yeah, and
no hate towards nobody.
There's no right or wrong answer. If that's what you believe, then that's what you believe. We all have our reasons.
Yeah, and another thing I was gonna say real quick, talking about belief, is when I bring it up to people like, oh, I used to be a believer, and a lot of times they say, oh well, you didn't really believe, and I just want to say to people that's very disrespectful, because I feel like we're the best arbiters of we know what we feel and what we know best of ourselves. So when you say things like that, it makes it seem like you know more than us about how we feel and what we went through, and it's like you shouldn't say things like that, you know, because everybody's belief is different. And I can honestly say that I used to believe, you know, and it was a journey, and hopefully I can talk about this in some other episode about my deconversion from being Christian Catholic to
or have other people come in and talk about their experiences or why they believe that certain religion. When it's good to be open-minded about,
of course,
things.
That's why people are surprised, because I like talking to people about religion, because I think it should be talked more. It's like it shouldn't be a taboo. It shouldn't be something like, oh,
you be afraid.
You can't make fun of this. You can't talk about this. Like, no, like let's talk. Let's have a discussion.
Or be offended over it.
We've already seen so much like war because of that. You know, no, I'm right. You know, so like I said, it's all love here. You know, like all love and positivity. But I'm open for people to come and bring the proof. You know, just simply explain like what do you believe and why. You know, what is the reason, and hey, you know, if you have good reason to believe, then I'll be there with you. You know, like I'm open to it. It's not that we don't have open minds to stuff like that. It's just where we landed. You know, it's just from all the evidence and the road that we're at. It wasn't like a one day.
And just because, I mean, this is a little like off topic a little bit, but just because you grew up a certain religion doesn't mean you should follow that religion.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like it's all, like I said, that's why people have the reasons why. Like, because even though you ended up growing up to believe certain things, doesn't mean you should stay that way.
Yeah,
you should be able to expand
or question, you know, or don't ever, it's never a good thing to follow things blindly. Like, don't ever follow religion blindly.
Times change.
Yeah, you know, you can do your research, look it up yourselves, you know, and it's the same thing for me, you know. I'm constantly doing my own research, you know. I consider myself an atheist, but everybody has their own reason for being atheist. You know, my reason is way different than everybody else's, or it could be the same. I don't know. Everybody has their own different ways. But yeah, I think it was a good talk today, huh?
Yep.
I'll wrap it up.
So too.
Wrap it up, B. So thank you once again.
Thank you.
And see y'all later.
See you. Bye.